Is it here?
Say congratulations, Mom.
Congratulations.
Go give Mama a big hug.
Look how cool. Face me. No, hold it like this. I got my diploma and I'm opening it.
Congratulations, you've earned this.
What did Daddy get in the mail?
Look at the pluses. What do you think?
It looks so good, Mom.
Looks good?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations!
It is my great pleasure to welcome all of the families, the friends, the administrators, the incredible faculty, and most of all, you, our graduates. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited to celebrate with you today.
We will come out of this stronger than when we went in. We've learned so much. We've grown so much. We're still, at the end, focused primarily on students, and everything else is secondary.
Hi, I'm Sean.
And I'm Joanne.
And we're SNHU graduates. I chose SNHU to get a bachelor's and a master's.
I chose SNHU so I could continue my athletic career.
I just received my degree from SNHU.
SNHU was really supportive of my disability and allowed me to stay engaged in my classes while still attending doctor's appointments.
I am Michelle Barnhart, and I'm a SNU graduate. As a student, SNHU made me feel like I belonged because they were always there for me whenever I needed them.
Everyone's path is different, but the destination and the dream are the same. To hold that degree and say to the world, I'm a college graduate. I did it.
At Southern New Hampshire University, you aren't just a student. You're the author of your own story. You don't just dream, you do. Where others see challenges, you see opportunities. You persevere in spite of everything life throws at you. When things get hard, you dig deep and find a way to push through. And after tackling late nights and rallying for early mornings, your hard work has finally paid off. And today, we are proud to call you graduates.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Batchelor, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the first ever Southern New Hampshire University virtual commencement. We are thrilled to be celebrating our graduates with their families, friends, as well as our faculty and staff who are watching from all over the world today. We are so proud of all you've accomplished and are very much looking forward to the opportunity to recognize your academic achievements in person as soon as we can. I would like to now ask everyone, if you are able, to please rise for the singing of our national anthem, sung by Jessica Caldwell, a Director of Academic Advising here at SNHU.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jessica. Welcome everyone to this year's commencement ceremonies. We're broadcasting this ceremony live, though many of you may be watching it later, depending on where you are. We have students from around the globe. Time zones may dictate that you watch this with your family at another time. And you might be sitting wherever you are, thinking, well, this isn't the commencement ceremony we planned on. We've thought that more than once. And you wouldn't be wrong. But I want to recall a conversation I had with Laurie Santos from earlier this year. Laurie is an amazing faculty member at Yale, and we had a conversation. You'll hear from her later today as our commencement speaker. And we had a conversation earlier this year in which I was asking her about the impact of the pandemic on our students and the toll it was taking. And she said, yeah, it's been tough, but these students may be the most close-knit class that we'll ever produce. That years from now, decades from now, when they meet each other, they will have this bond. They will be the ones who studied and completed and graduated during a pandemic, something that none of us has ever experienced before, and I hope we won't ever again. And she also reminded me that this is a year in which, despite all the suffering, and it was considerable, life also flourished. People fell in love, people proposed, were married, babies were born. Businesses closed, but a lot of businesses started in the midst of this. And people throughout showed amazing kindness and compassion. And against that backdrop, college degrees were completed as well. You finished. And you did so showing resilience and courage and sacrifice, and many with a burden that was much more than could be expected of you. There are frontline workers in this graduating class. There are public health workers in this graduating class, public safety people, medical professionals. You did all that our society asked of you and more, and you also completed your college degree. We stand in awe. So we celebrate today in this virtual way because that's what public health dictates. And we've made a promise to you that as soon as we can safely do so, we'll have a physical commencement ceremony. And I would love to greet you on stage, see you in the audience. But take pride in this accomplishment. Take more pride in this accomplishment, not less. We will brag about you more in the years to come, not less. We will remember you more vividly, not less. You are an amazing class. And don't let distance and virtual space diminish the virtues of this accomplishment. Commencements are important, really important. They are the parade through the city streets when the team has won the championship. But no one confuses the parade for the game. Parades are not the championships. You won that game in the long hours of being a student and writing papers, completing exams. And when you finished your last class, I know you remember that day, the last assignment was handed in and earned your degree, and in that moment you won the championship. You come into this day the champions of your own story and of our hearts, and we are incredibly proud. Let the ceremonies begin. It's my pleasure to introduce this year's commencement speaker, Dr. Laurie Santos, Seville University. Laurie has received a Doctorate of Humane Letters for her contributions to the social sciences, and more importantly, for her guidance, which has taken on national prominence for how to lead a healthier and happier life. Laurie is an incredibly influential figure who's taught us about resiliency, positive psychology, and in a way that doesn't neglect the genuine challenges and suffering in the world, but instead talks about how we build a meaningful and happy life despite, and in some cases, because of what we've been through. Laurie is perhaps the most apt speaker we could have for this incredible year that we've just been through together. I'm happy to introduce Dr. Laurie Santos.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone watching this 2021 Southern New Hampshire University Commencement Address. To President LeBlanc and all the members of the faculty and staff, to all the honored guests, to the family and friends of everyone at Southern New Hampshire University, and last but definitely not least, to all the graduates here with me today, the Spring 2020, Fall 2020, and Spring 2021 classes. Thank you so much for having me here today. I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak to your commencement class in particular. Simply put, your class is amazing. I'm looking out over this video screen at 45,000 graduates, on-campus and off-campus learners, scholars from all 50 states and more than 50 countries, people from all walks of life who share this love of learning and have come to Southern New Hampshire University to become scholars. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you for all your accomplishments, big and small, that you've had over the last few years. But I also want to congratulate you on the fact that you've managed to achieve all these accomplishments in one of the most challenging times our country and our world has ever seen. I'm sure that when you signed up to go to college, you didn't think you'd be getting your degree in the middle of a global pandemic. In the last 15 months, all our lives have changed in ways that nobody could have imagined. But in spite of all of those challenges, you're all sitting here today proudly watching this virtual commencement address. You're ready to head off into this new, nearly post-pandemic world with your degree. And that is incredible. You all rock, and you should be really, really proud of yourself. And so when I started thinking about the kinds of things I could say during this virtual commencement address, I wanted to address all the uncertainty and all the difficulty that we've all been facing. But to be totally frank, being a virtual commencement speaker in 2021 is kind of hard, because the usual task of a commencement speaker is to give you some wise and very sure of itself advice, something that you can use for the future. But right now, we're celebrating all of your achievements at a time when the future seems more uncertain than ever. I mean, I am a scientist and a happiness expert, but this is still my first global pandemic. I'm not sure what the next few months or even the next few years hold. And so when I thought what I could tell you during this kind of challenging, strange, uncertain time, I wanted to go back to something that I know will work, something that science tells me is advice that I can be sure of. And so I want to give you a strategy that is known by science to improve not just your physical health, but also your happiness. And that strategy is that I want you to take some time to experience gratitude, the simple act of counting your blessings. Now, feeling grateful right now in such a challenging time can be difficult. It's also a little countercultural. These days, we're more likely to count our hassles than our blessings. But research shows that gratitude can help, especially during difficult times. Grateful people are not only happier, but healthier. They sleep better, and they have stronger immune function. Gratitude can reduce depression and anxiety, and it also can make you more productive. No matter what job you are off to right now, gratitude can make you perform a little bit better. It can also help you with the big things in life, like saving for retirement and eating more healthily. You're less likely to procrastinate if you're feeling grateful, and it's a kind of strategy that can benefit you a lot in the future. And so, in the few minutes I have with you, I wanted to try it. I want you to experience some gratitude. So, bear with me wherever you are. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a minute to just recognize how lucky you are to come to a place like Southern New Hampshire University. Think about how lucky you feel and how grateful you are. But even more than that, I want you to take a moment to experience gratitude for all the people who've helped you along the way. Because the fact is, none of you've made this journey on your own. This big accomplishment that you're all experiencing right now, it is something that you share with a huge village. Now, I think soon all of you are going to get your diplomas, and when it arrives, you're going to open it up and look at your name there, in big bold letters. But I want you to remember all the names that are also there in invisible ink, the many, many, many other names that have helped you with this accomplishment. And I want you to remember that they're not written on there in an obvious way, but they are there in invisible ink. On your diploma in invisible ink is going to be the name of your mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, aunties and uncles, cousins, family, friends, grandparents, step-parents, everyone who's been there for you. On that name in invisible ink is going to be countless numbers of friends who've been there for you when you needed them, who've given you advice, who've talked you through the tough times. On there in invisible ink are probably your high school teachers, mentors, coaches, everyone who's been by your side through the long history of learning that you've had. And on that diploma in invisible ink are also going to be generations of people before you who've worked incredibly hard so that one day you could call yourself a college graduate. Now I want you to take a moment to notice how you feel, thinking about how lucky you are, all those names of people who've helped you along the way. That warmth in your chest, maybe some of those almost happy tears you might be shedding right now, that is a genuine feeling of gratitude and connection. It's a feeling that this world has your back. And that's what gratitude can do. It's a performance-enhancing drug, and one that's likely to give you lots more happy feelings in the time to come. Class of 2021, I hope you will take this scientific tip to heart. I speak for everyone else who's watching this when I say that so many of your teachers and family members and friends are incredibly proud of you and incredibly grateful that you've now graduated. Congratulations on all your accomplishments. And here's to deeply and intentionally appreciating all that life brings you from here all out. Congratulations, and thank you for having me as your virtual commencement speaker.
President LeBlanc, I am pleased to introduce the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University's health profession programs. Our health profession graduates will enter the healthcare industry prepared with academic degrees, expertise, and experience in an impressive array of disciplines and specializations, including healthcare administration, health information management, community health, health sciences, and public health. These graduates are prepared to promote a culture of health within a diverse society ready to meet the challenges of an ever-evolving healthcare system. Our graduates have acquired the knowledge, skills, professional dispositions, and competencies they need to succeed in their careers. These graduates will enter a more complex, dynamic, interconnected, and demanding environment than the graduates before them. Through their studies at SNHU and their real-world experiences, they are prepared to succeed in the highly challenging environments that await them. These graduates transition from being yesterday's students to being today's professionals and tomorrow's leaders in the healthcare field. Additionally, please allow me to thank the many faculty, associate deans, advisors, and staff who have contributed to the success of these learners. Your work will have lifelong positive impact on the lives of these graduates.
Congratulations to the newest graduates of SNHU's health profession programs.
At every graduation ceremony, there's one last piece that makes it official. And it's a bit of legal language that I'm required to read. I didn't read it one year when I started at SNHU, so there may be a whole class of people who think they graduated and they may not have, but don't tell them. But you will be taken care of. So here we go. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Southern New Hampshire University and by the General Court of the State of New Hampshire, I hereby confer the degrees of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, International Master of Business Administration, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education, and Master of Science. The Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Applied Science, and Bachelor of Science. Associate in Arts and Associate in Science, with all rights, honors, privileges thereto. Congratulations.
Casey Abramovsky, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Mona Buni, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Anna Jichenkinju, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Margaret Aguirre, Bachelor of Science. Lolav Ahmed, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Michelle Albert, Bachelor of Science. Natasha Allen, Bachelor of Science. Maria Almanza, Bachelor of Science. Sandra Alvarado, Bachelor of Science. Michael Anjeski, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Adeline Anthony, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shushan Arakelian, Bachelor of Science. Anthony Ascalillo, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Candice Ater, Bachelor of Science. Lisa Aviles, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Ariel Bailey, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jane Bach, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Vanessa Balhorn, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Samantha Barnes, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Candace Beekman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lauren Berkowitz, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Crystal Liebitz, Bachelor of Science. Kristen Blair, Bachelor of Science. Angelica Blankenship, Bachelor of Science. Melinda Boatwright, Bachelor of Science. Martha Bonaiuto, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Marjorie Bonanno, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Erica Bonilla, Bachelor of Science. Gloria Bostic, Bachelor of Science. Elizabeth Bouchard, Bachelor of Science. Lindsay Bouchard, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Dominica Boucher, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Shauna Boven, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Carrie Bowman, Bachelor of Science. Deborah Brower, Bachelor of Science. Renee Browning, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Janet Brooker, Bachelor of Science. Miss Hoken Brutus, Bachelor of Science. Brianna Buchan, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kelly Bunker, Bachelor of Science. John Burdett, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. David Cantu, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jessica Carpenter, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Carruthers, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amy Casares, Bachelor of Science. Oriane Caesar, Bachelor of Science. Kurt Chalker, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Hannah Chavez, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Daniela Sacchetti, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Caitlin Claflin, Bachelor of Science. Brian Clark, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Joneel Clauser, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Bryanka Cogdell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Sydney Cohen, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Luis Colin Castro, Bachelor of Science. Leslie Kopic, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Emily Corfey, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Sonia Correa, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Alyssa Costa, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Keelanna Crawford, Bachelor of Science. Catherine Crowe, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Crystal Cunningham, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Madison Curtin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Corina D'Agostino, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jordan DeGuess, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Desiree Daigle, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sandy Dale Grand, Bachelor of Science. Rochelle Davis, Bachelor of Science. Ashley DeCosta, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Carlos Delgado, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Darlene Delp, Bachelor of Science. Kelly Dempsey, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jalen Dennison, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amber Disiala, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jennifer Dingy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Dixon, Bachelor of Science. Kimberly Dixon, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Shelby Delotti, Bachelor of Science. Gina Doolittle, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Whitney Dorr, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Susan Dryman, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Melissa Dubé, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Ronette Ducksworth, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jessie Duhaney, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Valerie Eady, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Sarah Egan, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Hannah Ecker, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Consuela Edwards, Bachelor of Science. Safia Elbadawi, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Yasmin El Nagi, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amnesty Fardink, Bachelor of Science. Timothy Farrell, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jessica Ferris, Bachelor of Science. India Febra, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lorelei Feinberg, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Josephine Figliuolo, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jordan Figueroa, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Felicia Florisma, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Nancy Flores, Bachelor of Science. Jason Field, Bachelor of Science. Alicia Fondren, Bachelor of Science. Marie Frost, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Devin Gaines, Bachelor of Science. Jillian Galino, Bachelor of Science. Nicole Garabedian, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sherilyn Gasper, Bachelor of Science. Ruthel Gilchrist, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. April Gill, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Carrie Gilliam, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Rebecca Gillis, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Justin Goebel, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Amanda Gomez, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Elisandro Gonzalez, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Anthony Goodman, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Joshua Gower, Bachelor of Science. Marletha Gray, Bachelor of Science. Misty Gray, Bachelor of Science. Mariah Guerra, Bachelor of Science. Caitlin Guzzo, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Danielle Hage, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Angelia Hale, Bachelor of Science. Sarah Hannum, Bachelor of Science. Ian Hardy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kelsey Harkins, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ryan Harley, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Brooke Harrington, Bachelor of Science. Angelica Harris, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Isaac Hartsock, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lakeisha Hassan, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Loveline Hatchett, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Alicia Hauser, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Candace Hayden, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sarah Hayhurst, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Nicole Heaney, Bachelor of Science. Kimmerl Henderson, Bachelor of Science. Amy Hennigan, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Bethany Hewitt, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Ashley Nicole Hicks, Bachelor of Science. Ryan Higgs, Bachelor of Science. Tyler Hoff, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Natalie Hopper, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Olivia Hauser, Bachelor of Science. John Howell, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Kathy Hoy Patterson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lacey Huddleston, Bachelor of Science. Anna Jakowski, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Alexander Jacobs, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Fabiola James, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jeff T. Jean Lewis, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Amy Johnson, Bachelor of Science. Sherry Johnson, Bachelor of Science. Samantha Johnson, Bachelor of Science. Tara Johnson, Bachelor of Science. Shauna Johnston, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Brandy Jones, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Erica Joyce, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Tyler Caranajos, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Gabrielle Castor, Bachelor of Science. Misty Keene, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Irene Kaleri, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ashton King, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Kit Kirby, Bachelor of Science. Amanda Nopes, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Alyssa K. Knudsen, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jenna Kamala, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. AFI Comey, Bachelor of Science. Christine Krzyzimowski, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Mohammed Quiete, Bachelor of Science. Tegan LaJoy, Bachelor of Science. Tammy Lanahan, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Michael Lapointe, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Yadixa Lara Mendez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Cheryl Lenman, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Caitlin Levesque, Bachelor of Science. Jillian Levy, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Keith Lewis, Bachelor of Science. Monica Lewis, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Stacy Lewis, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Samantha Libby, Bachelor of Science. Amelia Lisowski, Bachelor of Science. Nina Livancic, Bachelor of Science. Savun Locke, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jeanette Lockowitz, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. LaDawn Logan, Bachelor of Science. Austin Long, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Abigail Loscudo, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Elizabeth Lewis, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Brittany Lucas, Bachelor of Science. Tamara Lucas, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Samantha Lukic, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Megan McDuff, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Gemma Madeline, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Melissa Magnuson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Dennis Minatu, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Ye Marone, Bachelor of Science. Francesca Martin, Bachelor of Science. Agnieszka Myslenka, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Cassie May, Bachelor of Science. Jacqueline Mayo, Bachelor of Science. Robert McCartan, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Shaquise McLean, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Amanda McCusker, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ginger McLeod, Bachelor of Science. Joseline McNeil, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Janet Medlin, Bachelor of Science. Dawn Medgel, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Crystal Menard, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Haley Michael Witch, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Marissa Mill, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Amy Miller, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Scott Miner, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Cherise Mitchell, Bachelor of Science. Lornetta Mitchell, Bachelor of Science. Kathleen Moeller, Bachelor of Science. Teresa Mongelli, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jeff Montanard, Bachelor of Science. Tiffany Montorsi, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Megan Morehouse, Bachelor of Science. Kimberly Morgan, Bachelor of Science. Taylor Morissette, Bachelor of Science. Kathy Morris, Bachelor of Science. Mary Morrow, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Cameron Mosley, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Savuranthea Moole, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Brittany Mullins, Bachelor of Science. Jamie Murphy, Bachelor of Science. Caitlin Murphy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Samantha Murphy, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Tiffany Neens, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Dora Newberry, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Rhonda Nyland, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Charlene Niles, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ponti Nini, Bachelor of Science. Andrea Noya, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Stephanie Noonan, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sarah Nussbaum, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Randolph Nyan, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Shireen Ocasio, Bachelor of Science. Calvin Oliver, Bachelor of Science. Charlotte Owusu, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Chelsea Parton, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Ekta Patel, Bachelor of Science. Monica Patel, Bachelor of Science. Delis Paulino, Bachelor of Science. Robin Peterson, Bachelor of Science. Dylan Peckrell, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Tara Penrod, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Christina Perez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Rubmod Pessima, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Andrea Peterson, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Thuami Pham, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Alicia Phillips, Bachelor of Science. Damani Phillips, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Sarah Plock, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Courtney Porter, Bachelor of Science. Margaret Powers, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Priscilla Prado, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Michelle Prats, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Whitley Parks Prayer, Bachelor of Science. Asia Price, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Aisha Price, Bachelor of Science. Zanelle Pridgeon, Bachelor of Science. Nisreen Kaduri Perez, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Daisha Rafe, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Andrea Ragland, Bachelor of Science. Julia Ramos, Bachelor of Science. Kayla Ricker, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amanda Ridenauer, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Veronica Rios, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Belinda Robinson, Bachelor of Science. Justin Rohr, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Lucia Rondon, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Emily Rowles, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Terry Rucker, Bachelor of Science. Dion Samuel, Bachelor of Science. Joshua Sanson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sarah Soraya, Bachelor of Science. Tara Satkowski, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Shannon Scarpacchi, Bachelor of Science. Megan Schmick, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Cameek Scott, Bachelor of Science. Kiana Scott, Bachelor of Science. Amanda Sheldon, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Glenn Shelton, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Colleen Shipman, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Lauren Simmons, Bachelor of Science. Laura Slaving, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Crystalline Slowey, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sarah Smith, Bachelor of Science. Timothy Smith, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Daniel So, Bachelor of Science. Rebecca Spagnola, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Jeannie Stamford, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Nikura Staves, Bachelor of Science. Danielle Stevens, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Emerly Sterling, Bachelor of Science. Tracy Stevenson, Bachelor of Science. Joanne Sturdy, Bachelor of Science. Raquel Studelberg, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. John Avery Sewing, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Jacqueline Sabo, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Tamara Tatworker, Bachelor of Science. Autumn Teal, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Desmond Thomas, Bachelor of Science. Jeffrey Thomas, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Kylie Thompson, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Sherry Timko, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Brandy Travis, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Courtney Trzynski, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Laurel Yuko, Bachelor of Science. Nicole Underhill, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Chantel Ujarin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Roberto Valencia, Bachelor of Science. Maria Valverde, Bachelor of Science. Julio Vasquez, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Tamara Velasquez, Bachelor of Science. Edita Veneziano, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Matthew Villarreal, Bachelor of Science. Karen Voisin, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Paula Wachenschwanz, Bachelor of Science. Melissa Wakeford, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Beth Waldron, Bachelor of Science. Karen Walker, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Samantha Washington, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Denver Weaver, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Tatiana Webster, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Destiny Wheeler, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Nicole Willett, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Emily Willis, Bachelor of Science, magna cum laude. Carla Whitty, Bachelor of Science. Matthew Wolfel, Bachelor of Science, cum laude. Ursula Woodard, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Jessica Woods, Bachelor of Science. Kenneth Wyatt, Bachelor of Science. Valerie Cheong, Bachelor of Science. Jeffrey Yell, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Melissa Young, Bachelor of Science. Gabriella Zambi, Bachelor of Science. John Zarella, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude. Amanda Zwart, Bachelor of Science, summa cum laude.
Congratulations to the newest graduates of Southern New Hampshire University. On behalf of the Alumni Board of Directors, I am honored to officially welcome you into the SNHU Alumni Association. Today, more than 156,000 SNHU alumni around the world congratulate you on your success and hope you will be an active part of our global SNHU community. At this time, if you are one of our learners who has earned an associate's or bachelor's degree, I invite you to participate in the ceremonial tradition of moving your tassel from the right side of your cap to the left. As you go forth today, always remember the university's motto, Summa Optimaque, in English, the greatest and the best. And indeed, you are. Congratulations again.